There are a lot of pocket-sized RGB lights out in the market today. However, I might have found one of my top 3 favorites, and that's what we're talking about today. What's going on? My name's Josh Haynes. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I'm a freelance filmmaker and I bring out videos that help you grow as creators. Today we're checking out the SmallRig RM120 RGBW pocket size light. Disclaimer before we get too far in this video, SmallRig did send me this light for free to review. However, I'm not getting paid by them. I am not sponsored by them. This video does have a sponsor, and that is Cuts, but we'll get to them here in a little bit. So let's quickly go over what you get in the box if you pick this light up. You're going to get the light itself. You are going to get a diffuser. It's kind of like a silicone sleeve. You're also going to get a charging cord as well as a rigging tool. I believe they call it the dual head cold shoe mount, something like that. It basically attaches it onto your camera or on something else. So let's go over the specs real quick. This is a bicolor light, so it goes from 2500 Kelvin all the way to 8500 Kelvin. The CRI rating is 98 plus, as well as the TLCI rating. It is RGBW with 36,000 colors that you can pick from on this light. It pretty much is going to cover everything you need. It has 120 LED beads inside this light. It has 12 built-in effects. This little light packs a punch at 1,580 lux at 0.3 meters away. And as well as the battery life, it is a 5,000 milliamp battery. So you're getting about 3 hours at 100% brightness. So a good way to test this out was setting up a couple different scenarios in my studio. The first one I did more of a talking head style. I had the light behind me, giving me a splash of light over my shoulder, whether it was colored or just changing the Kelvin to get a little bit of a different look. You could also use that same light as splashing it on the wall to bring something up to make it a little bit different and stylized. Of course, this light works really good on the go, and that is if you just throw it in your bag, because the size that it is, you could have this be a just-in-case light for any scenario you encounter because it's not taking a lot of footprint in your bag. My absolute favorite thing for this size of light and style is using it for more product style videos or shots. So when I'm shooting stuff in my office or studio or on the go, sometimes I run into a product that's very dark and I need to use it as a filler from the corner, maybe more stylized, changing it to RGB, maybe even adding an effect. But most of the time, I'm just using it to bring up the overall ambiance of the shot, so it's making it look better on camera. Now, speaking of style and looking good, that brings me to the sponsor of today's video, and that is Cuts. I may not look it on the screen from the videos you see, but I am 6'5", so finding clothes that fit me is very difficult. Also, finding clothes that I like and the style is also difficult. Between the fit, the quality, the comfort, the versatility, the color, fabric, the shape retention. So when you've washed this thing like 3 or 4 times, it's gonna hold shape. It's gonna look just like it did the day you bought it. Honestly, I've been blown away by Cuts, and they are slowly taking over my entire wardrobe. If you guys would like to check them out, I will have a link in the description below. Use the code JoshHaynesKC to get 15% off the entire site. You're gonna feel good, look good, smell good. Check them out below. Take your wardrobe to the next level. You'll thank me later. Now, looking at this light, there are some competitors in the same market around this same size, same style. You've got the Aperture RGB light, you've got the Moman light that I reviewed not too long ago, and then you've got the SmallRig light. But overall, I feel like it stands toe-to-toe with both of these companies, if not other companies already out there. Now, that does bring me to the pros and cons of this light. Let's start with the pros. Pro number 1, it is robust. This thing is built well. It's got like an all metal housing. It doesn't feel heavy, but it's actually really well designed. That is a pro because it's by SmallRig. If you've been in the filmmaking industry or freelance industry for a while, you know SmallRig, you know the quality they have. Pro number 2 would be the battery life is insanely good on this light. I did not have any problem with it. Of course, you could plug it in and pass power through it if you needed to go any longer, but it worked really well. Pro number 3, it came with a lot of accessories. I like that it's got that diffusion that you can put on the front of it, and it fits really well. It works really well. The last pro would be that it's got a nice display on the back so you can see what you're doing. It's very intuitive. It's got a couple buttons on the side. It's easy to navigate through. Now, that shifts me to the cons and where some of these other competitors may have the edge. Really, the only con that came down to me was there is no app connection. I'm not a fan of that. I like specifically the aperture one where you're able to connect to it and it just works. So if this light is rigged up real high, I don't have to go up there or bring it down to me and then readjust it. I can just change it just a little bit on the fly and it's real easy to go. Again, it's not a deal breaker, but it is something to mention that if you're picking this light up and expecting to have app control, you're not going to have it with this light. Overall, I really do like the RM120 by SmallRigs. I think it is a solid little pocket light. This thing is coming in under $70 at the time of me filming this video, so that is a steal. I think it is a solid light. It packs a lot of features. It's built well. The size is just about that sweet spot where it's compact enough to go anywhere you need it to go, but it's not too small to where it's not actually going to make a difference. If you're in the market for it, I would definitely consider checking this one out. Thanks so much, SmallRigs, for sending this out. Thanks so much, Cuts, for sponsoring this video. You guys are amazing. I'm the Iron Giant. Comment, like, subscribe, do all the things. Peace.